Platinum is pausing, but glory awaits. Good morning, stackers. Well, it's morning somewhere in the world. This is a precious metals price update with me, Joe Main, Monday, the 30th of June, 2025, brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Here is Platinum on the weekly time frame, price in USD, 1,367 US dollars. We've paused briefly, I think, paused right here at the exact, I tells you, Fibonacci level of 1,430 right here. That's from this high of the 2008 high of 2,300 US dollars, the low down here of $560, $570 back in March of 2020. We all know what was happening there. And you had all this trapped money right here. So I did pop in this expected resistance zone. This is the normal zone of resistance that you can expect from major highs and major lows from this one and this one. It's here between the 0.382 and the 0.618, and smack right there, exactly at 1,430. And let's pop it onto the daily for you. So it's just taking a bit of a pause here, but glory does await. I absolutely think so. But let's see on the daily, you can see that this bearish divergence has played out so far. I've been speaking about this the last couple of shows and also the live shows as well. Higher high, but then you had a lower high on the relative strength index. Okay, right here, that was playing out. So it was expected at some point that Platinum was going to take a pause. I actually thought it may have been happening down here at 1,230. But things can go higher for longer, and then it has eventually played out. Okay, so where do I think we could potentially drop down to if we continue to drop further? There's a couple of main areas that I'm looking at. First, I'm going to take it on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to take it from this low and this high. Let's see if there's any confluence there. So that area that you would want to watch out for. If I get rid of this for you, give me one moment and I'll get rid of that rectangle so that you don't have to see it. Where is it? The big zag zone. Let's get rid of the big zag zone right there. And we'll get rid of this Fibonacci for you too. So there you can see this area here. And that's between the 618 and the 382. So the expected support zone, possibly down into here. That's the one I favor at the moment. That's on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see if it matches up on the daily. On the daily, yeah, I think that's fair enough to give it right there from that pivot point there to there. So I think that's the fairest one to use. So I'm going to suggest if we come down further, you are going to experience support around about in this area. Now, it's a bit of a range. Obviously, it's around about a $100, $100 range. It's anywhere between 1,280 to 1,190. Obviously, the higher that it starts to bounce off, the more bullish the case is. Okay, now we are in a little bit of an uptrend, but that doesn't mean we're out of the woods. Okay, so we could tick over here and then spend a little bit of time down in here. What I want to see, this would be perfect. Something like this little dead cat bounce right there, bounce off the 0.382 with that 1,280, and then just onwards and upwards, on the merry way. But you can get anywhere down into here, and that's completely normal. Wouldn't stress about it. It'll just find an area of support no lower than there, preferably 1,190. I wouldn't want to see that broken, and then have to talk about some lower prices. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you do not want to see that because you just want Platinum to go onwards and upwards from here because you've done all your buying and you just want to see it rocket up, well, to be confident that it will, you need to get through the following zone. So if I get rid of that for you and we take it from this high, and then if we assume that this is the low now, if it is, okay, we need to get through the top end of the zag zone right here, and that's at 1,392. Okay, so get through there and it looks good. Okay, we're just getting into that zone right now. So this is the expected resistance zone again from this high and this low. And if we do find resistance around here, then don't be surprised if we do, because that's the expected resistance level, and you've got some support there, so maybe a potential tick over here. But if we do something like this, we just bounce through there, and then we find that as support, you do something like that, and hey, onwards and upwards we go, and maybe onto further glory. Now, further glory for platinum is absolutely occurring. I mean, we're not stopping here. No chance, my friends. Let me get rid of all of you as well. I think we are moving onwards and upwards. And I think we are going to make new all-time highs in platinum for shizzle. Okay, I'll show you on the monthly time frame. This is just absolutely glorious. Okay, this isn't going to tick over here. Okay, there's no chance. You've had, you know, how many years of accumulations? That's about, I mean, haven't had an all-time high since 2008. Massive accumulation range since roughly, if you want to call it, 2016, something like that. Okay, there's your COVID low down there. That was the outlier, the black swan that we couldn't see. So if you didn't have that, you could have just said just massive accumulation with a couple little spikes along the way. We are going to a new all-time high in platinum. I'm 99.99% guaranteed of that. So glory does still await. And down the track, we'll talk about potential higher targets. Okay, it gets harder to predict high targets because if everyone could predict it, then we'd all be gajillionaires. But you know, we can do our best. But we won't do that yet. We'll wait till it at least has to clear through and hold the top end of the zag zone right there. That's at 1,630. Let's wait till we get through there, which I know we will eventually. Then we'll start talking the whole platinum price prediction forecast, new all-time highs and all that stuff. So looking great. If you're in platinum, congratulations. If you're not in platinum yet, the question becomes, do you wait for a lower price, or do you just start buying now and then just average in your cost if it goes a bit lower? I'm going to suggest, non-financially, that the averaging in is probably the best way, because you never know in this current climate. Waiting for the perfect dip may not come. Okay, so that's my humble opinion. If anyone wants advice on non-financial advice on how to invest in precious metals specifically, I'll put a link below to my consulting strategy session, which I offer. I do charge money for it, but you can save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars by doing it right the first time. So I'll put a link below somewhere where you can find all good links. That is platinum. Let's go to gold. We'll go to gold. Here is gold on the daily time frame, 3,286. Interesting. So see this line right here? You've got, that's at $3,250 roughly. And I put this line in and I said, no lower than here, please. And I was expecting it to hopefully be support. And it looks like we found it exactly. Okay, yeah, it's exact. I promise you I haven't moved this. Okay, this is just the power of knowing what the expected support and resistance levels are and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so if I get rid of that for the moment, yeah, and then you can see that's just at the bottom end of that expected support range from this low, this high, and then you've got between the 0.618 and the 0.382, just like I showed you on platinum, right? And then we did break down. So last time I did a little platinum thing, I think we hadn't broken through here yet. I did say if we break through, watch out for here, and you don't want to close any lower than here. That was previous resistance right there. Yeah, that $3,250 level. So far, we have found that support. So really needs to hold that. No lower than there, please, because if you're going to break there, then we'd have to say, okay, if you're breaking there, that means this might be correcting a larger move. So you have to go, okay, well, what move is that potentially correcting? Okay, so then you have to go, oh, okay, so for example, if it does start breaking through there, then what I would have to do is I would have to take it from probably this low and probably this high. So I probably have to do it from there. Oh, okay. Are we continuing to correct that instead? So are we going to go back into this general area right here? So are we getting into this zone once again? So are we correcting this and this again? So we did it once, but are we doing it again? So then anywhere down to, gee, what do you know? previous resistance right there. So that's anywhere down to 3,170. Okay, we're not there yet. I'm just saying if we do crack through that 3250, then watch out for 3170 is where you don't want to close below. But look, gold, again, over the long term, $8,000, $10,000 an ounce. Silver as well. We're all doing great with precious metals. Again, do you want to wait for the perfect time, or should you just be dollar cost averaging into your favorite precious metals? Precious metals, probably the best way to go. And if you want this to just completely rocket up from here and you don't want to see any lower prices, then what do we need to see? Let me just flip this around for you. No, I'll get rid of you and I'll get rid of you. So assuming that this is the bottom, okay, it's a double bottom so far. If this is the bottom, okay, it's just like we did with platinum. Now we need to get through the expected resistance range. And that is, once again, you're probably doing it without my help these days, which is really good. Between the 0.382 and the 0.286, and that is you've got to get through and hold 3,375 US dollars. Cool. Does that match up with anything in particular? Oh yeah, right there. Look at that previous resistance right there too. And it's kind of right there as well. So get through there, and this is pretty obvious. You want to get back through this triangle pattern, in my humble opinion. And that's it. Yeah, 3375 is where you need to clear and hold in order to say, oh, a new all-time high in gold is coming soon. Until we're above 3375, I can't tell you that a new all-time high in gold is coming anytime soon whatsoever. Get above there and I say, oh yeah, we could be doing it. At the moment, no. Let's hold that 3250, please, and thanks. That's gold. Buy for the long term and you'll be doing fantastic. Finally, we'll take a look at silver. I won't do the silver miners or the gold miners today. I just don't feel like it. Here is silver on the daily time frame, price in USD, $36.17 US cents. We're back above 36. That's good, and that's what I needed to see. Cool. So we did not find support here, which is actually bullish. Okay. If we were correcting this move from this low here of the 31.70 all the way up to $37.30, then the expected support range, and we almost touched it, I must say. Okay, so it's actually looking really positive because we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 spikes down to that kind of area. This last spike touched exactly this uptrend line. Okay, so that's good so far. While we're above that uptrend line, great going for silver. Above the 0.382, so haven't even hit the top end of the expected support range. Fantastic. Okay, we know where silver is going. It's going to 50 US dollars. It's going to 100 US dollars. It's going to 700 US dollars later on down the track, 10, 20 years from now, is my humble opinion. Do we get to 700? I don't know, but it is actually doable. Triple digit silver, no problem whatsoever. Done and dusted. Okay, it's just a matter of time. And yeah, so this is good to see. And what else do we need to see? I just need to see it close and hold above. If you want to take it from here and here. Oh yeah, it's around about, break and hold here, please. That's the one. I had it in before. So that's at that $36.80, $36.90, I think it was. So I will keep that there for the moment. Yeah, breakthrough there. So that's, $36.90, breakthrough there, and onwards and upwards we go to eventually $50, and then we'll be in price discovery. And if you're finding my videos for the very first time, just very quickly, this is the long-term cup and handle formation with silver. This is the world's largest cup and handle formation, 1980, 2011. That's your cup. Here's your handle. We're going to be breaking $50, and then it's onwards and upwards we go. So this is just, the short-term movements along the way. The relative strength index is looking fantastic. It's moving onwards and upwards as well. Yeah, dollar cost average in is your best way to go. That has been, I think, all the precious metal stuff that I want to talk about today. Of course, I go live on Tuesdays, and I go live on Thursdays on YouTube and on X, and I do videos such as this in between as well. So hit the big red subscribe button to stay updated with precious metals, etc. And again, if you would like a consultation with me, it will cost a little bit of money, but again, it'll save you a lot in the future, particularly if you're a very first-time investor. Maybe you've just, I don't know, you've got an inheritance, or you're looking to see what you can do with your superannuation, for example, or you're getting close to retiring, you want to save for the future, you're doing it for your children, your grandchildren, etc., but you're getting into precious metals for the first time. Speak to someone that has worked for 3 major bullion dealers over the last 11, 12 years. I know what I'm talking about, and I can offer non-financial advice and get you started down that track. Okay, and use the links below to the calendar to pick the time to speak to me, and yeah, we'll have a bit of a chat. Cool. And finally, of course, if you're ready to purchase precious metals, I do recommend, of course, Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. You want this one, Joe? Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. This is their special of the week, actually. It's the 2023 1-ounce Armenia Noah's Ark silver coin. That's their weekly special, running all week. They don't just do it for 24 hours like some bullion dealers do. You know, it's 24 hours only. No, they run it for the whole week. Why wouldn't you? Okay. And of course, as you know, they have free shipping. If you buy over 20 items, and it doesn't have to be 20 of one item, it's 20 of anything. 1 of this, 2 of that, 3 of that, 4 of that, whatever. As long as there are 20 or more items in your shopping cart, it's instant. Not instant as in they do it right away, but it's actually very quick. But it's free shipping, okay? And express delivery, sign-on delivery, fully insured, all that stuff that you get from every other bullion dealer, except you don't pay for it. So it's perthbullion.com.au. And of course, if you want to learn to be a better investor, why wouldn't you? Head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. They have an amazing educational courses, okay? You can do the 10-week foundational course, okay, which you'll just learn Dow theory principles and technical analysis foundations. You walk away from that going, oh, that's how it all works. Cool. And then if you want to know more, or if you want to learn more, you can actually switch into, if you want, you can start the 10-week course and then go, you know what, I think I want to keep going. And you can tack on to the year-long comprehensive program. Okay, that's 40 weeks, 4 units, 4 terms, and I am planning on doing it starting very, very soon, actually. So that's Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Finally, what we'll do, because we haven't done it for at least the weekend, we'll do a quick synchronized slurp. Grab a tasty beverage. You've got yours, I've got mine. Let's slurp them together. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you very much for watching. This is Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you on a live show soon.